Hey everybody, welcome to your Pisces horoscope for the week ending August 5th. We are done with July, moving into August, and we're moving into August with a couple little bits of issues there, but for the most part, some good stuff too. So, that's good. The beginning of the week is a little bit difficult though, because, we do continue to have Saturn in retrograde in Pisces. And at the beginning of the week, Saturn is in opposition with Venus, which is retrograde now, Mercury, which is not retrograde yet, but that's coming. It will be coming here in the next couple of weeks or so. And then, of course, that opposition with Mars that we had last week as well. And this is quite a lot of oppositions here, specifically because Saturn's focus is on those you love. The other three planets are focused on those that love you, those that support you. They should be the same people. They're not always, unfortunately. There are two completely different reasons why. One is because there are a lot of people that use people. It's true. It happens. And you Pisces, you have such a big heart. You just want to help people. And, unfortunately, those people with a big heart often do get taken advantage of by people who are a little less motivated than you are. The flip side of that, though, is that a lot of times we find ourselves in positions where we feel we need support, and the people that are supposed to be there to support us just aren't available for whatever reason. They got their own lives, they got their own things going on. Um, it happens, I've been in that situation multiple times. My head always goes to that place where it's like, screw them, why are they being this way? It's all their fault. They just don't care. And most of the time, none of that is true. I take the time to work through my anger and then kind of sort of talk myself through it and remind myself that the world doesn't revolve around me, and their world does not revolve around me. And sometimes this is just what happens. You're there by yourself, there's nobody there to support you. You gotta support yourself. I feel like with a lot of the Pisces that I know, this is a big issue for many of them, not all of them, but many of them. And they get to a point where they need assistance and there's nobody available to assist them. It's just like, well, I can't do it because there's nobody here to help me out with it. And the answer to that problem is to keep looking and to find somebody who can help you, even if that means going in a direction to get professional help. Like, for instance, you need help with your taxes, you don't know how to do them, take it to a person who does, right? That's what I do because I have no clue about that stuff. As we get towards the end of the week, we're not in opposition with all those planets. It's just an opposition with Mercury. So the opposition is still there, but it's not quite as traumatic. It's not quite as emotional. You may have an issue with somebody who says they're going to be there, but it turns out that they don't for whatever reason. And again, our brains go to, oh my God, they lied to me. They did this, they did that. When it could just be that, I don't know, the car died on the way there, or something else came up for them that was more important than whatever it was that you needed. Things like this happen all the time. So really, this is about navigating your feelings around it and not so much reacting or allowing your feelings to react to the situation, if that makes sense. We also continue to have Neptune in Pisces, and Neptune is not lining up unfavorably with anybody. Actually, Neptune continues that grand sextile with Pluto as well as Uranus. Pluto's focused on the home. Uranus is focused on money, specifically making money in very unique ways, if that makes sense. And Neptune's focus is right there on the cusp of those you love and your day-to-day schedule. So on one hand, every Pisces that I know is a very social person. They love to be with people, especially the people that they love. They're also, those people are a huge distraction from what you need to get done. So in terms of financial issues, It is up to you, absolutely, to find the solution, to work through the solution, and to take the steps to change this process. So, the money is a big deal. Okay. First of all, we can't live without it. These days, everything is ridiculously expensive. And I think one of the biggest issues that a lot of people are facing these days is that it just seems like such an overwhelming prospect to them that they'd rather just not do it. The problem with that is that if you don't get anything done, where does that leave you? If you're not working towards your financial goals, where does that leave you? I'll tell you where it leaves you. It leaves you relying on somebody else. And while it may seem like a good idea for somebody else to take care of you, it ultimately doesn't work out in your favor. Very few people on this earth can rely on one person to take care of them for the rest of their lives. Very few people. And those very few people are very lucky or very smart, or I don't know how they're doing it. The truth is that even in the best relationship, even in the best marriage, the best partnership, you can't always 100% rely on the other person. What if something happens to them? You have to be able to stand on your own 2 feet. And that's something that you Pisces are very good at doing once you choose to decide that this is the direction that you're going in. So, with that being said, this aspect helps you to be able to get your ducks in a row, to be able to do that, to be financially independent, regardless of the circumstances. This is a harsh world. It really is. In my lifetime, it's gotten a lot harsher than it was from the time I was born back in the 70s. But I'm also a huge history buff. This isn't new. This happens over and over and over again, and people have to keep readjusting in the exact same way. So you can completely go the opposite direction of what I'm saying, and that's fine. You have that right. But it's not going to work out very well for you. It's usually going to result in the same way that it's always resulted before, which is you put yourself in a really, really bad position. So avoid that like the plague. We don't want that. It's all about your financial stability here. This is what this whole aspect is about. And Neptune, intuitive abilities are focused on who can help you, point you in the right direction, and looking at your schedule to be able to manage your time accordingly to be able to get that done, if that makes sense. So that's what I have for you guys this week. If you love your horoscopes, do click the link below and send me a coffee. I always appreciate the support. And you guys have a great week. I expect you to have a great week, and I will see you guys next week. Make it a good one, everybody.